Welcome to If This Bar Could Talk, a podcast about bartenders and the stories they have to tell, as well as the storied history of cocktails, spirits, and bars. I'm Blair Beavers, and here's your host, Leanne Sims.
All right, and the winner of Best Podcast of the Year.
Oh, I can't wait to hear.
And Best Comedy Podcast in the first annual Columbus Podcast Awards, hashtag 614 Podcast Awards, is Whiskey Business.
Yeah, the crowd goes crazy. And you actually, well, not the comedy one, but the big one, Podcast of the Year, you got to announce that.
How
which
crazy
I thought
was that?
How the stars just aligned. Everybody got to fill out a raffle ticket to announce the big winner.
Right.
And you won.
Right.
And you got to announce us as being the winners. That was so awesome.
And can I tell you, I never win anything ever.
Either.
And I just felt like I was going to win. Like I was concerned that they wouldn't know how to pronounce my name because my name is spelled a little bit weird, and a lot of people up north here don't know how to.
Wait, what part of your name is spelled weird?
Leighann.
You think that's nobody knows how to do that?
I get lay. I get all kinds of weird shit for my name.
You
But I just knew I was going to win, and then I knew you were going to win.
You knew it?
I did. I felt it in my bones. I knew you were going to win. But that was super fun. Kudos to those kids for putting that shit together. It was very fun. I enjoyed it, even though we didn't win because we probably got like 10 votes.
It was the first what they call the first inaugural Columbus Podcast Awards. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and what I found very cool about it, which I did not know when we actually went to the ceremony. Well, you mentioned those kids. There were a lot of kids who were actually there kind of learning on the spot, how to interview and how to record and do some things in the field, which I thought was, great.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
What a great way to learn.
Yeah, right? Just throw yourself in there and start doing it. And there were a couple times I was one girl and she kept messing up. She goes, "I'm sorry, can we start again?" And I'm like, "Yeah, we can start again." She goes, "I'm sorry, can we start again?" and she goes, "Dino Tripodis." I go, "Don't worry about the last name. Just stick with Dino. Otherwise, we ain't never going to get this interview done."
So I've always wanted to ask you this question.
Yeah.
You're Greek. Tripodis is Greek.
Yes, it is.
But you talk a lot about the Italian club.
Yes.
So why do you belong to the Italian? Are you like kindred spirits over there, or what's the deal?
That's one way to put it. Yes, and according to depending on who you speak to at the Columbus Italian Club, my ancestry was traced, and there is Italian on my mother's side of the family.
Okay.
So, yeah, any deeper explanation than that, this could be the last podcast you ever do, Leanne. You might be silenced after that. But no, there is a kindred spirit there. Some of my best friends are in that club.
Okay.
And I've been a member of that club for probably, close to 17 years now. I've been the sergeant at arms, the vice president, the president of it. And
There's actually an old saying that in Italy they say, una faccia, una razza.
yeah.
One face, one race.
Yeah, one face, one race.
Interesting.
Greeks
So
and
did you know
Italians.
that?
So much better.
Did you know that Blair's fluent in Italian and he is an Italian citizen?
I did not know that.
He is. He's not personally Italian, but he is an Italian citizen.
He's an Italian citizen. Look at all the fun facts we're coming up with tonight, right?
Who knew?
Yeah, that's great. And you speak it very well.
Yeah.
I can speak Greek. I've always wanted to learn how to speak Italian, and I've purchased the Speak Italian in 4 days tapes and so forth and so on.
How'd that go?
Not very well.
I'm learning English. I'm doing okay.
Yeah.
My vowels are still a little bit off, but I'm learning. So the premise, that's super fun.
The premise has had 2 installments now. The first one, and you guys know this, that anytime you do the first one of anything, you have a concept in your brain as to how you want it to work and how you hope it'll go. And if it does, yay, but there's still tweaks and things you need to do to fix it. And that's what we did in the second one. We met like a week later and literally tore ourselves apart, as to what we did. We gave ourselves some props in certain areas, but we actually tore it down, and there were some things that I hated that I personally did that I tried to correct as the host. And this second one went just a little smoother, a little snappier. And I don't know if it's also the fact that we had one under our belt, so we kind of knew where to go. But little tweaks like music, there were a couple of dead spots in the first one where there was no music, and I think the music is a great tool for filling in those gaps, where the audience isn't so much left to just stare and wonder. They're unconsciously occupied with music. You kind of covered things up a little bit.
Well, I didn't notice anything wrong with it. In fact, I had never stepped foot into Shadowbox Live, and it's within walking distance of where we live. We had so much fun. We went back to see, was it Jason Banks? Is that his name?
Yes.
Yeah, he was so funny.
Jason's one of the best stand-ups in Columbus now.
He's amazing.
He's very funny. He's got such a natural, easy delivery.
Yeah, and then the opening was the Winkleman gal. What's her first name? Nikki Winkleman. She was really funny. She did a very brief set though, and then we saw a longer version of her set when we went back for the second premise.
Right.
She's so funny.
She's a very talented young lady.
But it's a great way to get people in the door at Shadowbox. I hope they're.
We're back there on September the 17th. A Tuesday night again, I believe, and hopefully we'll fill the joint again. There was a few issues with the website, technical issues that we need to work out, and I think we're gonna have that all worked out fine and fill the joint back up again. I already have our special guest panelists booked. I do not have the other guys booked yet, or who the special guest comedian will be. But what I'm hoping, it becomes one of those things where enough of the comedy folk in Columbus start to hear about it and actually say, hey, I want to be on it, instead of me, taking a stick and going through the bushes trying to find, guys that are doing it. But everybody that's done it has been very enthusiastic about doing it. So I guess that's
Jack. What's that?
Jack Shepherd.
Yeah. So when I drink, I tend to spend money, and he was selling his CDs, so I bought 4 of his CDs. Well, like I really DVDs, whatever. Like I really needed them, so I'm giving them away as gifts, but keeping one for myself. But
okay.
Yeah, the comedians should definitely sell their shit there.
I will use that as and if you got merch, you can sell it. Maybe that'll draw some people in. But we had a lot of fun with it, and the concept is solid, and all we're going to do is continue to improve upon it. So I'm excited about it.
That's amazing. So you write movies too, right?
Yes, we do. John Whitney, who's our video producer on the YouTube side of things with Whiskey Business, is also my partner in filmmaking. We've done a slew of short films, and recently a feature together, The Street Where We Live, which we started back in 2016, and it's taken until 2019 to finally get it distributed. It had an interesting path along the way. When I say we started in 2016, that's like we sat on the front porch and came up with the idea, and then we scheduled the shooting, which took place one weekend a month for 8 months. So that took us into 2017. Then we had it done, and when we finally debuted it, and I think in was it 20? I can't remember. We premiered it at the Columbus Film Festival, and then it went on the festival circuit and won Best Feature, and got some honorable mentions at some others, but won Best Feature at the Glass City Festival up in Toledo. And then Phil Garrett, who's one of our production partners as well, shopped it around and found ITN, a distribution company that focuses on independent films. They took it on, and we were very appreciative, because it's easier to get somebody to take on an independent film if it's a horror film or a TNA comedy or something like that. That's an easier sell to the streaming market, to the DVD market. An independent, sad, don't know if it's going to end happy indie drama, not an easy sell. So the fact that it was purchased and distributed shows that the film has some legs and some merit. So
where can people
Right now
Hewitt.
Right now you can see it in Malaysia, Cambodia.
I
not
can't-
kidding.
I can't
I'm kidding. I'm not kidding. It actually sold internationally in those countries. For some
cool.
reason in the Pacific Rim, it sold well. But here in America, you can get it on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
It's available now on Amazon Prime. If you're an Amazon Prime member, it'll be available to you for free starting in October. But right now it's $4.99. It's also on demand on DirecTV and Sling TV and Tubi TV, I believe. Yes, which I don't have Tubi TV, but
I've never even heard of
someone
that.
says it's Netflix with commercials.
Oh, okay. Who wants that?
Yeah, I don't know, but
Sounds like real TV.
but it's available. And I don't know about the DVD market here in the States. That's still to be negotiated. I would imagine that's a tougher sell. That's when the schlocky low budget horror films and TNA comedies have a better shot getting pressed onto DVD, because those get sucked up at your Walmarts and Targets. They're $5, they're $10. So I don't know if they'll think that The Street Where We Live would be a good DVD release, but we're getting great reviews on Amazon. I've read 4 or 5 reviews on Amazon from customers that have watched the film and have taken the time to actually write something. So,
Speaking of reviews, when we were on your podcast,
Yes.
Hansberry read a review from a gentleman who it wasn't a nice review.
He hated us.
He said
He
not
hated the premise.
everybody should do a podcast. So,
yeah.
sir,
Do you remember his
can
name,
just-
Hansberry? Oh, God, yes.
So now he can suck it because you just won.
Well,
podcast
he
of the
doesn't
year.
have to suck it.
No, he can
but
suck it.
He doesn't have to suck it.
He can suck
know, we may have caught him on a bad day.
No.
He may, yeah, as you know, much like whiskeys, just because we know this is a fabulous whiskey, it's gonna taste like crap to somebody else.
Well, yes, but that doesn't mean that you have to be so
Negative.
Just don't fucking buy it.
Yeah, but that's the way we are, especially in social media. People are so quick to judge and hate before they compliment and praise.
That's just sad.
But that's the truth, is it not?
That's not how I
Oh
roll.
yeah, boom, boom, boom. Can't wait to hate and then hide.
That sucks.
But to take the time to actually craft a compliment and to praise somebody, yeah, that's
okay. Well, you
not
won't
the
tell
way
him to
it
suck
goes.
it, but I'll tell him to suck it.
You can tell them to suck it.
So you were at Sunny 95, the morning show.
1994, September of 1994.
Wow.
To June of 2018.
So a pretty good gig, huh?
24 years. Yeah. 24 years, almost 25.
Why'd you leave?
Now, who do I tell to suck it?
It's up to you. You're on our podcast now.
Yeah, no, 24 years. I'll give you an honest and at the same time politically correct answer, because I don't subscribe. I try not to subscribe to it being angry and bitter is good for a little bit, but ultimately it gets you nowhere. If I had not left when I left, I probably would have been fired, and by the end of the year. And there was a new corporate program director that came into play, and our agendas did not obviously match up as far as what I had to say. Oh, there's Sunny 95 right now. They're here to stop me from talking. Wow. It's
See how
amazing.
fast that happens?
I told you. Everybody's listening. Everybody's listening.
Oh, it's our friend Chad Kessler from 451 Spirits.
Hey, Chad Kessler from 451 Spirits.
No. Have a seat right there on the end.
So I had the option. to fight or go. And I felt that once we got everything in line, I didn't want to be one of those radio stories where the guy's there on a Friday and then all of a sudden he's not there on a Monday and there's no explanation as to why and where he has gone and so forth and so on. So I took the high road and retired, as they say, or as I like to say, refocused, because I've hardly retired.
Having to slow down a little bit.
Yeah. Well, not having to get up at 4:00 in the morning and go to work was a big change. But I miss it. I miss the people I work with. You know, our mutual producer, Greg Hansberry, for your podcast and for my podcast, was my producer at Sunny 95. I miss working with him and the daily busting of balls on a Monday through Friday. No, seriously, I love it. And Stacy and Clark and everybody I worked with, the listeners were great. There are a lot of things I sincerely miss about not being there. I think I had one of the greatest jobs in the world, and under the right circumstances, I would have continued it. But I remember saying something many, many, many years ago. When it stops being fun, I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
And in the last couple of years, it's kind of stopped being fun. Not because of the people I worked with. They were great. We were all on the same page as far as like, you know, what do they want? We're trying to give them management, whatever they want. And every time we did, they would keep changing the game. And then finally, I think my attitude and my opinion in that could not be closeted or hidden anymore. So I think my true feelings started to show. And so we made a decision that was best for everybody, best for me and best for the radio station. We had a lovely week-long send-off, and I was amazed. Because when you're doing something for a long time, that's your job. You're just doing it. And I was just amazed and honestly surprisingly touched by the reaction of people.
How many people loved you?
That's a strong word, but in some cases it was the appropriate word. I had, people, you never know how you're going to touch somebody in any kind of way. And especially in that job. I mean, there was a lady who reminded me of a moment right after 9/11. She was of Muslim descent when 9/11 hit, and there was all this hate that was coming at her, directly, emotionally, so forth and so on. And I remember she called the radio station and was crying. I am an American citizen. I love this country, and people are hating me. And she went on to say what I said to her that day that calmed her down. Now, I honestly, until she said it, had forgotten all about it, because that day in radio was one of the most gut-wrenching days of my life. I mean, that was, the music stopped literally, and we just talked to people for hours and hours, and we stayed on the air from, sometime I got there in the morning till 6 o'clock that night.
Wow. And
then back at it again the next day with no music, just talking. But yeah, so I was sincerely touched and amazed by that. And a year later, I still walk around and people say, "Miss you, wish you were back." And I'm like, yeah, sometimes me too. And then sometimes not, because if I hadn't left, I don't think I would have put in the time and commitment into whiskey business that we're doing right now. So I don't know that we would have won Best Comedy Podcast or Podcast of the Year. Because
so did you already start whiskey business when you
started whiskey business at the station? But it was kind of like in the beginning, and it was a reluctant thing to do. I mean, they asked me if I wanted to do a podcast, and at first I said no, and then I said, okay, let's do one. And what do I like? I like whiskey. I like talking to people. Let's make it a podcast, not so much about whiskey as it is one with whiskey, and I'll have a different bottle every week. Yeah, Hansberry said, "Cool, man, let's do it." And we did it, and it was kind of like...
You sounded just like Hansberry just said.
Yeah, well, it's, I tease him a lot.
The son you never wanted.
The son I never wanted, but I love him.
I know you do. I can tell.
I'm very fond of him. But yeah, I mean, we started doing it, and it was like kind of it was actually one of our radio duties, if you will, to put out this podcast every week.
Okay.
But I noticed something. Immediately when we started doing the podcast. Like, this is the type of broadcasting I should be doing.
Because it's fun, right? You can control it and just be you.
This is what I need to do.
Yeah.
This is what I should be doing. Not talking for, 90 seconds before a Maroon 5 record or whatever the case might be. This is what I need to be doing.
Not to diss Maroon 5.
No. I'm just saying that Sunny 95 at the time I was there played a lot of Maroon 5. So that's the one. If you would have asked me that, had the same conversation back in the late 90s, I would have said, talking for a minute and a half before a Celine Dion song. So same thing. Depends on the time period of where we were. But yeah, I said to myself, this is the kind of broadcasting I should be doing. Man, I wish I could do this all the time. Well, self-fulfilling prophecy. Hello.
Yeah.
A year later, that's exactly what I'm doing and loving it.
Hansberry, do you enjoy doing it? Yeah. So, have you ever met Chad Kessler from 451 Spirits? Chad, do you know Dino?
Chad? No.
Dino, meet Chad.
Chad, how are you?
So Chad, have you... 451 Spirits is right down the street from you.
I know where it is,
okay.
But I've not met the man. I'm sorry.
Have you ever done a tour?
No, I have not done a tour.
You should do a tour.
We're not done a tour, and also this is one of the entities in town that you said would be good to be on Whiskey Business.
Yes,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you definitely should have him on your podcast.
You should come on Whiskey Business.
He does make some whiskeys.
Be happy to.
Yeah.
And you guys have something in common.
We do?
Yes.
Is it a son?
It's Hansberry now. No, you are going to be the master of ceremonies at the amazing first ever cocktail convention in Ohio,
Yep.
the Columbus Cocktail Classic.
That's coming up.
September 8th.
September
Sunday,
8th.
September 8th. And Chad is actually going to be hosting a seminar called Distilling 101, where anybody can ask him about distilling because he is the lead distiller and co-owner of 451 Spirits. So
Yeah, pretty much the only distiller.
yeah.
Pretty much a one-man show.
The only,
But
One-man
the
show.
I'm
only
going to divulge all my secrets.
Can I ask you, and I don't want to steer the podcast away from Leanne.
Go right ahead.
But how'd you start? Was it a family thing or just?
Not at all. Yeah, people start up these new distilleries and they're like, "Oh yeah, my great grandfather," and they have all these like made up stories. I'm like, first generation out of the kitchen here.
Yeah.
I worked at Wyland's for 5 years in the beer and liquor department.
That's why you look familiar.
Oh yeah.
That's why you look familiar to me. I was going like when she said you guys know each other, I looked at him like, man, he looks familiar, but I can't place it.
Yeah. So
That's
I worked
it.
there in the beer and liquor department for 5 years and got to taste stuff from all around the world,
Yeah.
learn how it's made and why it tastes the way it does, and drank way above my class for 5 years. And I always tell people Wyland's is like a great jumping off point if you want to get into the industry. And so many people like start there and then go on to become reps for other brands and companies. The mothership never came and beamed me up. And so I built my own mothership and decided to start distilling.
Isn't it amazing?
Yeah, I had a regular that was distilling in his basement, which is not legal per
Right,
se, but
per se.
I kind of followed his lead and started playing around at home and got lucky with some partners to help me back it and turn it into a reality.
So those partners, tasted what you made and believed in it and said,
Yep.
yeah, we're good, man, we're in.
Yeah.
And
That's
so
awesome.
he makes whiskey, rum, gin, absinthe. What am I missing?
And we also do limited release, like one-offs that are only at the distillery. And
Okay.
so one of those is the world's only pizza-flavored whiskey.
Oh yes. So
Okay.
so
All right.
Chad
All right. Wait.
Are you familiar with Pechuga Mezcal?
I am not.
It's a weird style they make for like weddings and quinceañeras, like a special
Right.
version of it. And they'll put seasonal fruit and nuts in the still and then tie
Okay.
a chicken breast up in the neck of the still.
Okay.
And as they run the still, the alcoholic steam cooks the chicken and imparts a meaty savoriness to the spirit.
Okay.
I was joking with my friends. I was like, I obviously don't eat a lot of steamed chicken or do CrossFit. What should I put in the still? And so instead of Pechuga, I made pizza pie chuga. And it was meant to be a one-time joke, like guerrilla marketing stunt. We collaborated with Mikey's Late Night Slice because everyone in town knows them and nobody knows who we are. So it's like, let me ride your coattails a bit. I thought it'd be a single batch and done, and we're on batch 4 now.
Wow. So
Something
it's
that
actually,
shouldn't exist in the world.
but it's good.
Yeah.
and he was the first winner of the very first I'm Not Really a Bartender cocktail competition, and he made a cocktail using that.
Yeah, I don't know if
That's
I told you
another
this. I
marketing
only
point.
entered that because I wanted to make people drink pizza booze.
Pizza booze.
But
That's
the drink I made,
it sounds like something that you would see on The Simpsons.
how do you
Pizza booze.
how do you feel about pineapple on pizza?
I hate pineapple on pizza.
Okay, yeah.
I do not. And
Split camp.
I don't think it belongs there.
So the cocktail I made, I love it. The cocktail I made, I called Fight Me. And it was just a pineapple pizza margarita.
Yeah.
And I garnished with a little wedge of pizza and grilled pineapple. And I think that definitely helped me.
So
sway the judges.
Dino, are you a fan of absinthe? Or,
I have had absinthe. Yes. I don't know if I'm a fan of it. But I've had it, and
so in my opinion,
my experiences with it have been foggy.
Foggy. Well, that will happen if you drink enough absinthe. But
And the last time I had it was in Europe.
Okay.
So I was in Greece.
I think that Chad makes the best absinthe.
Oh,
it is delicious,
No,
and
it
I
really
love the
is
green
good.
color. And speaking of that, we might as well just drink it right now, right?
Yeah. Let's take a little break. We're going to pour a little absinthe.
Okay.
We don't have to break.
We don't
We're just
have to
gonna
break?
pour it. All right.
Okay.
Just keep it going. See,
What's
look
the-
at that beautiful,
that is beautiful.
green color. Where
Now-
does that come from, Chad?
That's actually, so there's 14 herbs in total in every batch that we make. 3 of them, we split the total in half and use part of them after distillation and do an infusion and then filter that out. 5?
This is batch number 5, yeah.
Yeah, so ours,
What's the proof on this?
it's 130 proof in the bottle. So I'm hoping you're getting some water to add to it. So I don't know how you had it in Europe, but the traditional way you're supposed to have
Yeah,
it.
that's the way you're supposed to have it.
About 1
Is
ounce.
this even legal? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Of course it is, yeah.
Yeah, I did explain that to people all the time when I worked in retail. People are like, it's not the same stuff they have in Europe, and this real stuff makes you hallucinate. And I was like,
Yes, it does. I think it does. It
not
does make you-
really. I drank it all across Europe. I did not hallucinate. That's what Amsterdam's for.
Yeah. Been there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, basically you cut it with about 3 to 5 parts ice water, and it'll turn cloudy. It's called the louche, which means the clouding in French.
Right.
I didn't know you were supposed to have ice water. I just drink it.
Yeah, I mean you can, but it'll open up. You've never cut it with water?
No.
Yes. Well, we've had it that way.
To where it turns
but
like
not
fully cloudy?
Not
Not
here.
ours?
This.
Okay.
Okay,
We've had it at
let's
absinthe
taste
bars.
this. What's the name of it again?
Midsummer Night's Absinthe.
Yeah, that's a nod to Shakespeare's Midsummer's Night
No.
Dream. When we were going to name it, we couldn't settle on anything. It's also referred to as the Green Fairy because people thought you'd hallucinate and
Right,
see fairies.
green
And
fairies.
so when we started and we're trying to brand it, had the recipe down, but my partner's like, all right, so what kind of fairy sort of label are we going to do? I was like, we're not doing fairies, Dave. Everybody does fairies. It's played out. And he just deadpan looks at me. He's like, what about a donkey? It's like, what the hell do you mean a donkey? What does that have to do with anything? He went on to explain Shakespeare's Midsummer's Night Dream. It's kind of hallucinatory, heavily features
Right,
the donkey.
a donkey.
And I was like, all right, Dave, you can have the donkey. So,
Cool. So who makes your labels?
Mike Martin.
A donkey. A donkey makes the labels.
Yeah, a local guy named Mike Martin. His company's called Engine House 13. He mostly does concert posters. I reached out to him early on because I was familiar with some of his work.
Try it neat, and then we'll try it again
Try it the right way.
the right way.
Cheers.
And then we'll all play Naked Twister.
You guys want some absinthe?
Hey, buddy.
Wow, that's really good. That's really good, and that could really do some damage in excess. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's such an interesting flavor, though.
All right. So then, how much? 3?
About 3 parts, so it's a
Three
little tricky in a
parts.
small glass. But basically, you'll see it start to turn cloudy. You'll see these oils start coming out of solution.
Yeah.
You want to add until
Oh, I see it.
basically it turns like completely cloudy and white.
Cloudy and white.
So, see mine?
Oh.
You don't want to pour water over that?
So water till it gets cloudy.
Yeah.
There you go. That's it.
Interesting.
And what you're doing, since it's high proof, you're not going to proof down to make it a little more palatable. But also, those oils coming out of solution open up the aromatics of the drink. Same as adding like a few drops of water to a whiskey. You're just adding a lot more. It's
Nice.
higher proof.
And this is available. This is for sale at 451.
And all the liquor stores.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we got
we're in
this-
about 50 stores across the state. So Ohio Control State. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but there's two
Very much so.
warehouses that supply every liquor
Yes.
store. We're only in the Groveport one, so we're only as far north as I think Mansfield right now.
But is it available at the distillery?
Yeah, everything's available at the distillery.
No, we actually bought this at the Kroger in the Brewery District.
Okay, cool.
What's it go for?
It's 50, I think, after tax.
Reasonable.
49, some change. Yeah, we try to be competitive with everything. We're making very tiny batches, and a lot of love goes into it, but consumer doesn't know that, and so I do my best to like price things out and be competitive. So
How often do you do tours at the distillery?
Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. 7 on Thursday and Friday. Then I do one at 2 o'clock and 4 o'clock. On
We were
Saturday.
actually scheduled. There was some friends. We were actually scheduled to come on a tour, some point last year, and something happened where they had to cancel it.
Yeah.
But so we said, we'll make it up, but you guys couldn't do it for some reason, and we ended up going there and never rescheduled it. But we may have met sooner then if that would have been the case. Are you on the tours? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm the one that does all the tours. My partner's handled a few of them, but it's pretty much me. I've got my spiel down. I do like an hour-long like educational kind of
You
workshop.
must have had something else important.
Probably had like another tasting or event or something, because that's about the only time I'll cancel them. I try to pull down the dates before we get to that point, but sometimes...
Is your barreling, is it in the same facility?
Everything's in the same facility.
Okay.
People talk about like micro distilleries. We're very, very micro.
What's the dream? I guess. I mean, you obviously you went from a basement to where you're at now.
Yeah.
You probably never thought in a million years that would happen.
Earn a comfortable living. Not worried if my dog gets sick, I guess. That's about it. Like some people start these distilleries and they want to like take over and be a national brand and like build this empire. I'm like, I'm totally content being a small regional producer, and then people are coming to Ohio and they learned about us because we've gotten that recognition. Then they'll go out of their way to come visit us. I'd like to pay my partners back too. So make enough money for them to be happy.
Simple things. Yeah.
Good.
That's cool.
Well,
Congratulations.
I think you're a treasure of the city. You and Middle West Spirits, Watershed, and Crystal Lobby, treasures in our city, really.
Thank you.
It's just amazing what you do. And you don't have to follow any rules. You're just doing your own shit. You don't
That was
pander. You just do.
That was what I knew from the get-go. Is I thought there was a niche or opening for more creativity in the distilling world. So many people start up these distilleries and they just make more bourbon and vodka, and they get locked into like where they have to pay back their investors and they can't really branch out from that. But craft brewers make these amazing beers that are nothing like Bud Light or Miller Lite. And so I was like, why don't we do more creative distilling instead of try to go head to head with the big guys? And I get people on tours all the time and are like, do you not like bourbon? I'm like, I love bourbon. It was my first love, but there's more barrels of bourbon aging in Kentucky than people living there.
Right, exactly.
I think they got it covered. And as a consumer and a fan of spirits, which I very much am, if I'm in the store and I've got $40-$45 to spend and there's a 2-year-old or even less bourbon on the shelf for the same price as like 4 rows of single barrel, you get burned a few times and you're less willing to kind of take a chance on something.
Right.
So I personally have a dream of distilling my own spirit. So
Yeah.
maybe someday I'll.
You can come help.
Didn't you have a great
And,
name for it? I thought you gave me a name for it.
I don't think so.
I have to go back and listen to the podcast.
I just really would love to make my own spirit. I just think that's the coolest thing. And I originally thought that I wanted to do something with agave, but that's like hard to do, I think. So
We
then
just did a second batch. It needs its second distillation still, but the ferment was real tricky. It kept stalling out, and it was not happy. Probably just because it's not used to being in Ohio.
yeah, that's the thing, I think.
I remember what it was now. It wasn't. We tried my grappa instead. We were talking about distilling.
I vaguely remember that.
I know. It was at the end of It was in the end of a long drinking night. But
I do love grappa.
and now you have to try it again because you're saying that
I was really drunk.
your
yeah.
review is tainted.
Yeah, it definitely was.
Grappa
'Cause
was
honestly, I didn't remember that until you just said it.
Grappa was the first thing I actually made when I was pitching my idea to people. Because one of my now partners, Paolo, he owns Via Vecchia Winery, and they don't crush their grapes super hard. And so I was playing around at home. And I was like, hey, can I get some of your skins and pomace next to crush? And he's like, yeah, take whatever you want. It's just going in the dumpster. And so I made grappa. Made it once since. It's a pain to clean out the still because you pack it full of like basically solid matter and amazingly distill off a few liters of liquid. But then it all cooks to the inside and it's such a mess to clean out.
It is messy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it also seemed to be the easiest thing to try to make for it. I had gotten a still on my 55th birthday, a little mini still.
Yeah.
So we made it and it came out pretty good.
Did you talk to your friend Jim Canepa about that mini still that you have?
No, I haven't. I've not used it for any type of
It's just making essential oils.
financial gain or anything like that. No. I don't know what you speak of.
So why hasn't anybody made, or maybe they haven't, I don't know about it. What is that noise? Oh, it's our refrigerator. Sorry, listeners, that was our refrigerator. We're taping this in our house, so things are a little louder than usual. Chestnuts. Like there's a ton of starch in chestnuts.
I was not aware of that.
Yeah. And chestnuts can be very sweet depending on, like, the American chestnut almost went extinct, but now it's coming back. The Italian chestnuts are a little sweeter, but the American chestnuts are kind of sweet.
What?
Tons of starch.
American chestnuts, Italian chestnuts.
Do you know what chestnuts are?
I know it. Yes, they roast on an open fire.
And they're very good for you. They're very nutritious, and they have a ton of starch in them.
I did not know about the starch as well.
I was not aware of that.
I mean, we're both big guys. You think we'd know about the starch, right? You know?
I know people have made booze out of acorns before.
Okay.
For similar reasons, you can
I would think
process the starch.
chestnuts would be easier.
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
Let's do it, Chad.
Let's do it.
Let's do a chestnut.
I'm always down. That's my whole MO is to
We're doing
create
it.
obscure kind of neat things.
Awesome.
So.
All right. You guys, we're going to make Chad and I, we're making a spirit, and it's going to be great. You're going to love it.
The longer I get to know you and the more I talk to you, the crazier I think you are. In a good way.
Oh, yeah.
In a good way.
Well, I told you when we did your
way.
podcast,
Yeah.
I have these crazy ideas. The difference between me and everybody else in the world is
Yeah.
if I think it, I'm going to do it.
I know. This I know about you. I mean, you actually, you put it on paper and then you put it into play.
I do. Why not?
And
you
he
only live
brands
once.
every
That's
every
right.
single one of
And
them.
then Blair brands it.
That's right.
This is what I remember.
That's right. Yes. I
So
mean, you
speaking
only
of branding,
live once.
who is the naming a collaborative thing for you? You said the labels are done by
Yeah, me and my partner go back and forth and basically just shoot down each other's ideas until we
Bone
find.
Shaker. I mean, you've got some great names out
Bones,
there.
do you want to hear?
Yeah.
Yes.
So Bone Shaker, those are the original bicycles, 2 different size wheels.
Right.
We use 2 different size barrels in our Solera process.
Brilliant. I love
and
it.
Bone Shaker sounds cooler than Penny Farthing, which is the other old bike with 2 different wheels. So, yeah. I've gone on like sales visits before.
And
to, like,
you've got
bars.
a skeleton on your bottle. I love it.
Yeah. I've gone to like sales visits, like bars and liquor stores before, and they're always like, "Oh yeah, you're the place with the names that don't make any sense." I'm like, "They make sense. You just
Yeah.
got to think about it a little bit."
That's right.
Read a little history,
Yeah.
Very cool. I love that.
which is the worst response ever to somebody who's like, your labels make no sense.
Have you never read Shakespeare?
Read some history. Oh, I burned him. Got him good. Hear what I said? I told him to read some history. Nailed it.
So, what is your favorite that you make of all your spirits? What's
They're
your
all my
favorite?
children, you know.
Yeah.
Pick a favorite.
Yeah.
People used to always give me the deserted island thing. Like, if you were on a desert island, like, what would you have? I'm like, where's this island? You know, is it off the coast somewhere in the tropics? Is it off the coast of Iceland? Like, what's on the island? What can I pair with it? Then someone was like, well, someone's holding a gun to your head. And it's like, well, that
that's pretty
escalated
extreme.
quickly.
Man. Jesus.
But what I drink the most of these days is probably Pipe Dream, our aged rum.
Okay.
I'm really proud of it, and there's no one around here making rum. I put ours into brand new American oak, so it's the same that bourbon's going to go into, and so it picks up a lot of bourbon-like character. And I love just pouring that, especially for whiskey drinkers and people that think they don't like rum. Mm-hmm. People have this misconception about rum. They're always like, oh, it's going to be sweet because it's made from sugar, right? I'm like, no, all alcohol is made from sugar.
Right.
It's how you make alcohol. Even if you make whiskey from grain, you turn the starch into sugar first. But people have only had bad rums, like Captain Morgan, that has so much sugar. It's more of a rum liqueur than like an actual rum.
Right.
So that's been kind of my passion. I always tell people I started as
I
a
like
whiskey
rum.
producer.
No, Pipe Dream's good stuff.
I like rum. All right.
Yeah.
You'll have to,
I'm going to
check
have
it
to
out.
stroll on down the
Yeah.
block.
Yeah.
Because he's like right down the street from me, like you said.
Right
He's
down
not
the
too far.
street. Yeah.
You're stumbling distance. To and from, I might add.
Yeah. It's a really cool little place. We took a tour. Gosh,
Couple
it's been a
years
few
ago.
years ago now. But it's a fun little place. It's you definitely should check it out. And the spirits are amazing. But I think I'm gonna switch to bourbon though. Hey boys, could you grab me some Glencairns back there since you're still here? Open that.
Open the no up.
Nope, up. behind the Calumet. There you go.
From a just listening
Grab
podcast
some.
standpoint, when you say, "Hey boys," it just sounds like you have a staff of them.
Yes.
I do.
Well, and apparently I'm a very obedient.
On hand.
Yeah,
So I went to
free-
Leanne and Blair's, and they
more
have a
for you
staff
guys,
of
too.
boys who just stand at attention
Scantily
and
clad.
hand them the proper glasses for the right cocktails. True story.
It's my dream.
Hey now. Hey now.
Oh yeah, Blair might not like that. Okay, what is this? This is Calumet. I love Calumet. I love the bottle. I love the horse farm
We
that
just
is
had
named after.
the Black Rack single. I think you have it up there too. Just recently on the podcast with
We get this to our guests.
Mike Larson, I think.
Is that the most beautiful bottle?
Yeah, that's nice.
So I save all these bourbon bottles because I think I'm going to turn them into candles or something, and so I
save
have like
them
a
too.
shit ton of them.
I got them all in the garage.
But I
wanna
have
start,
done nothing with them.
I keep thinking
I've
I'm going to
got
start an empty whiskey bottle garden of some sort,
so
or
at
some
the-
sort of Cholula exhibit.
I joined the Idea Foundry so that I could use their glass cutter. I took a glass cutting class, but then I never did anything with it.
You sound like you sparked like you have an idea what we can do with
I've
them.
got a gal that can turn them into candles for you if you don't want to do the work yourself.
No, I wanted to do it myself just for the fun. And actually, these are great handles. Like I have a cabinet in there. The handle fell off, and I couldn't find it, so I used this as the handle for the drawer.
My old
Isn't that
housekeeper who moved to Florida would take whiskey bottles and turn them into lamps as well. She
Yeah.
made me a lovely lamp. out
Cheers.
of
We're
a
back
town branch bottle. Thank you. This is good stuff.
Cheers, guys, over there, boys. My boys.
Yeah, we go through a lot of sample bottles on tours, and so they were just going into the recycle, and then I found her, and I was like, hey, you can just take these, and I'd just like to see them get a second use.
Yeah.
We can't reuse them because they're all have the batch number written on the back. and
Right.
so-
Were you a patient guy when you were at Wylands with the different levels of bourbon people that would come in?
Yeah, I like to think I was. I really prided myself on like customer service there, and like because you get people that are brand new to it, and they'd be like, "Oh, do you have Pappy?" Because I just learned about getting into bourbon. I'm like, "Have you had this?" They're like, "No." Have you had this? No. I'm like, A, no, we don't have Pappy.
No.
B, you need to learn about these other ones and learn to appreciate them before you're going to be able to appreciate what makes Pappy or another high-end whiskey
Right.
special. You can't start at the top. It doesn't work that way.
Well, for some it does.
Well, yeah, for some. But being in Ohio, knowing it's not readily available, I'm like, learn to love these ones. And then when you do finally get to try that, it'll blow your mind. But also that people would be like, what's the best of something? I'm like, don't ask me what my favorite is. Like, name 3 things you like, and I will find 3 things that are in the wheelhouse, but maybe a little outside your comfort zone, or like kind of steer you towards something you've never had before. And that was always a lot of fun for me. That was a fun part of the job.
So for our listeners outside of Columbus, Wylands is a specialty grocery store, family owned.
Yeah.
And they have an amazing selection of spirits and bitters and everything that you need.
Beer and wine as well.
Yeah.
Cheese. They have a lot of
cheese.
wonderful cheeses.
We don't get down there very
Fresh
often.
produce.
It's a great
Well,
place
it's on
to-
the north side of Columbus, and we're
far.
downtown.
Yeah.
If I got locked in the Wylands overnight, they would just find me drunk and reeking of cheese because I would just wipe. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful place. I was curious about that because even when I go in, I'll hear, what I call young bourbonites who don't know and what to get, and I'll say I need a good gift. And I always ask questions too, because when we talk about rums, I wouldn't know what to do with rum exactly. I mean, I know what some good rums are. I know that, my brother-in-law was in Cuba a while back, and I got some Havana Club from Cuba, so and that was delicious, but, I wouldn't know. And then I see guys that are hanging out together, and one guy is the purported bourbon guy, and he's spouting off stuff, and I'm listening to him going, that's not right. You don't know what you're saying to your friends. You're spouting off shit that's incorrect. And his guys are going, okay. His buddies are like, okay, yes, that's barrel proof. What that means is somebody actually proved that it came out of a barrel, and or something stupid like that.
It was always fun and kind of a challenge to like correct people without like offending them.
Right.
I'm like, trust me, I'm a huge nerd. I study this stuff for fun. Like, I know, and I'm like, look, I'm pretty sure maybe you're right. Go home, look it up, do some research. If I'm wrong, please come back and tell me, because I would like to be corrected if I am wrong. No one ever came back.
Yeah.
So
On our podcast, Whiskey Business, people say, "Oh, so you guys are whiskey experts?" No, we never, ever, ever claim to be whiskey experts. We do claim to be fans of brown liquor and want to learn as much as we can about it and have some basic facts to share. But we never claim to be.
Well, even the experts
the
say
experts.
they can't be experts because there's so
No
many
way.
variables
No
that go
way.
into it, and you're always learning. And
No. In fact, we learn from our guests. So if you were to come on Whiskey Business, I'd be pumping you for information, much like I have tonight, and finding out more about it, and the process, and so forth.
I get people with the distillery. It was like, oh, so you're the master distiller? I'm like, I'm not bestowing that upon myself. That's something like you should always be learning. There's always more you can learn. Like if Jimmy Russell comes down and knights me master distiller, I'll accept the title. But
Can he do that? Can he actually do that? Is that allowed?
It's not a
Is that
real
happening?
thing, but-
Is that happening in Kentucky?
that would be cool
that-
if they had a knighting process for that. Wouldn't
Yeah.
Well, you can pull the bottle out of the stone. You're the king of Kentucky.
I think we should have a cocktail competition utilizing only 451 spirits. What do you guys think about
Oh,
that?
that sounds good to me.
The boys.
The boys are nodding yes.
Would you guys do that?
1,000%.
We should do that. That would be so fun.
You want a location? You got one. Approved.
Oh, where would that be?
What, Sweden or Norway? I don't know. Denmark. Yeah, that place.
I thought you guys were for sale.
I was going to say, we're going to buy it.
That would be really fun. We're gonna
I'm
do
not
that.
opposed to shameless self-promotion. so-
Okay, so
Nor are
to-do list for you and me:
Chestnut liqueur.
chestnut liqueur
or spirit.
and or spirit, and I feel like liqueur would probably. I don't know. We'll have to play with that. And competition utilizing.
I
your
could see it
spirits.
being kind of like a nocino, something along those
Yeah.
lines.
I'm more intrigued by turning the starch into sugar and making actual spirit from
distilling
it.
from it, yeah.
But we can always add more afterwards.
Yeah, I think it would be interesting just to figure it out. We'd have to. I feel like there would need to be an automated process for removing the shell, though, because it's kind of a bitch to get those things off.
Yeah. You don't want to
Chestnuts are.
smash them with a hammer all afternoon.
Yeah, I guess you could, because you really don't care if they're whole or if they're in parts. In fact, it'd probably be easier because the starch, the surface to remove the starch would be. Yeah.
We're going to go way off in like a
Yeah.
real nerdy.
They're already on their way.
I'm going to wait till it's all done and ready to taste. Yeah.
You and me both.
I'm just glad we're on the record now, so now I feel like I have to do it. I
Yes.
operate kind of the same way where I have an idea and like, I'm going to do this thing. And people are like, yeah, sure you are. And I'm like, I have to do it now.
Awesome.
Which is why
That's why we get
Cheers
along.
to that.
apparently.
And then
Cheers,
I'll brand it.
Doing it. There we go. Well, I don't know. He already has a guy, Blair.
I'll work with him then. That's fine.
Well, this has been really fun.
It has
I'm
been.
so glad we did this this little group podcast. And it's great that you two are here together because you're both going to be part of our convention, which we
Looking forward
we
to
need
it.
to sell some tickets for. Tickets are going fast, and people need to get their tickets by September 5th.
Yes.
You cannot buy tickets at the door.
ColumbusCocktailClassic.com.
TheColumbusCocktailClassic.com.
At the Joseph.
At the Joseph. Dino Tripodis is going to be the master of
I will
ceremonies.
be the master of ceremonies.
Chad Kessler will be presenting a seminar on Distilling 101 where you can ask him anything you want to know about distilling, his processes. He's going to talk about the Solera process.
He's actually doing 2 roles because he's going to be.
Oh, that's right. You're going to be the moderator,
moderator
for the
for
rum
Chad.
seminar.
I'm going to keep Chad White in check, make sure he doesn't go off in too many tangents.
There you go.
I think
and he
that'll
will
be-
because he's very passionate.
Oh, yeah.
So-
If you want to talk rum, he's a person to talk to.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why?
He's has no vested interest in rum, like from a business standpoint. He's just super passionate about it. And he's kind of responsible for pushing me to even really make rum. When we started, I made Writer's Block, which is our unaged mint and lime, like mojito inspired rum.
That's the name. That's the name of one of your.
Yeah,
because I'm a name for it. You know, I'm a writer, and so that sounds like I need it. I need to have Writer's Block. It's rum.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But we made too much of the base spirit, and I was talking to him, and he was super excited about rum, and I was like, all right, well, let's lay down some barrels and see how it goes. And now that's my favorite thing to drink that we make. So
That's the pipe dream.
yeah,
So fun.
Very cool.
the distillery was also the pipe dream. So
Yeah,
it's all
so
kind of coming full circle.
That's a beautiful thing.
So, listeners, before Blair gets down to business, Whiskey Business Podcast, you can listen to that wherever you find your podcasts. And it is the best podcast of the year in Columbus.
It was. And once again, I'll come full circle. You got to announce that. That was a treat for us to have you announce it.
Treat for me, I tell you.
It really was. Thank you.
And 451 Spirits is in Clintonville, and you can take tours on Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yep. You can book those through the website.
Book those through the website, and you can find his products at any local liquor stores. Can you find it? Do you distribute elsewhere, or is it just in Ohio?
Not yet. We're looking to do that in the next year.
Okay.
We just brought on a 5th partner, and he's kind of taken over like marketing and expansion sort of stuff because I don't have the mind for that or really care about it.
Right.
So
So
we're looking to,
just go to the liquor store, buy one of everything, and then you can decide which is your favorite.
There you go.
please. So if they don't have it, ask them to order it, and they should be able to get it for you because not everybody stocks all of our products.
Right.
But
That's a good tip.
yeah.
All right.
All right. So we want to thank our producer, Greg Hansberry.
Hansberry.
Thank you, sir. We want to thank the biographer who produced and created our original music. And we want you to rate, review, and subscribe wherever you subscribe and listen to your podcasts.
That's super important. Like, nobody reviews us.
We've
have
gotten
one
2, I
review. Oh, 2. It was my
think 2.
sister and my friend.
Right.
That counts. It counts.
It's fine, but we need more.
No, we do the same thing. Always rate and review. It really helps.
Yeah, it
What's the
does.
word you use, Hansberry? Propagate? Propagate? Do you even
That's a
know
big
what that
word.
means? Okay. All right. Well, propagate. Rate and review and propagate.
So check out our cocktail tour at columbuscraftcocktailtour.com. We've got upcoming dates and special events already on there, and more keep getting propagated and added as we go.
There's a very special one on October 26th, and it's selling out fast. And there may or may not include a hayride through the city of Columbus. So check that out.
Cool.
Also, this will drop before the first ever cocktail convention in Columbus, in Ohio, the Columbus Cocktail Classic. That will be September 8th from 2 to 6 p.m. at Le Méridien, Columbus, the Joseph Hotel.
Beautiful.
Tickets are on sale now. All the information that you could ever need is at thecolumbuscocktailclassic.com. Buy tickets in advance because we will be shutting that down on Thursday, September 5th. But you will get seminars from experts, including Chad, free food, free cocktails, lots of great stuff, a lot of fun.
Who doesn't like free shit?
And it will all culminate with the best ever throwdown.
The culinary cocktail throwdown,
Looking
which
forward
is
to that.
I think it's very unique. I don't know that it's ever been done before. It's a team competition that pairs a bartender and a chef. So in our world, the cocktail is always the star of the show. So the bartender creates a cocktail, and then the chef creates an amuse-bouche that pairs with that. We'll have a panel of judges that will critique them, but then we'll also have a studio audience that will get to taste everything that they make and also vote for fan favorites. So you don't want to miss that.
It's going to be a blast.
It's going to be a blast.
So,
All right, that's it. Thank you guys so much for coming.
Thank you for having. It's the first time I've ever been to Marinova. I've
Nice.
never, yeah.
cheers and welcome.
So thank you.
Cheers.
It's nice.
Thank you guys.